Show.
Hey, yo. Yeah, back at it again. As I said before, I am prolific at this stuff. Um, yeah, just some updates. Man, last video did really well. People really seem to like that. Like, just looking at, you can look at, like engagement levels and stuff. People really watched it. Like, they watched kind of all the way through, and that was cool. People found the video from different sources and stuff. Some watched and didn't subscribe, which is a little bummer, but no, it's cool. I'm glad that people liked it and a lot of people watched it and were engaged with it because it was cool. It's cool to get really great packages from Johnny and Frank, and glad people saw that. Channel news. Subscriber count has like totally plateaued, and I kind of thought like people would be into the giveaway thing, but it's not really driving anybody to subscribe, but it's fine. Excuse me. So there's kind of an upside downside. I mean, the one thing is I really like to see the channel grow. I like to see them, reaching new people, and that, new people are liking it. And that people who are here continue to like it. That's kind of the goal. This is never, I'm under no delusions that this channel is ever going to be, some enormous hundreds of thousands of subscriber kind of a thing, but as I've said before, I'd like it to be, its absolute best, what it can be, given the time and attention I can devote to it. And, I like to know that when I'm putting in effort to these things, that people are liking it, and when they come across it, they like it enough that they want to watch more. I think that's and the only way you can tell that is with numbers. Unfortunately, I mean, numbers and comments. I think those are the big things. When people actively say that they like what you're doing, which I love that's one of my favorite things, when someone says that they like the videos, or they laugh at me, complaining about packaging or something I said or whatever. I that makes me feel really good that you're not just calling out into the void and nobody's paying attention. But also when the channel is growing, it feels like you're doing something productive. I guess that's how I would say it. But there is kind of an upside to it. And man, I hope I'm not getting sick. Boy, I'm about to travel this week. Hey. But like, if I were not to reach 500, or stay below 499, I could be eligible, I think, for the new comic YouTuber of the year award and the community awards. So, yeah, I mean, that would be cool to be nominated for that. I mean, I don't know that I would win or anything, but it would be cool if I got nominated for something like that. Like, again, this is like, it's not supposed to like feed the ego or something like that. It's more acknowledgement that people like what you're doing. I think that's the important part, that you're not doing it for nothing, that people like it and they enjoy what you're doing. And, maybe you made them laugh, in an evening, or they said, wow, that's really cool. Or, or you turn them onto another channel, which they like, like whatever it is, that you've, helped other people enjoy this life a little bit better, because many times it can be tough. Anyway, yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I wanted to do this video, and I've been on YouTube. It's almost, I guess it's going to be 5 months, in a little while here. And, I've learned a lot, and I kind of wanted to discuss that and pass it along. Like, if other people have new channels and kind of, or even existing channels, like even channels, if you've been around as long as I have, which is not that long, or longer, some kind of lessons learned. And um, I think we all have our own experience with this, and other people have learned lessons as well. And I'll talk about that in a minute. But for me, I had a kind of bullet point list that I kind of, just, had bullet points that I wanted to touch on, just to make sure I kept everything in my mind before I made the video. But the very first thing that I would say, like, if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel for whatever, comic books or whatever, uh, or if you're just starting, I mean, the best thing is to do it, to start. Just do it. And um, it's not as hard as you think it is. It's also, you it's the the sooner you start, the sooner you're going to get better at it. Like, you have to kind of keep in your mind that when you first start, you're going to suck at this. Like, everybody does. And I promise you, you talk to every single YouTuber, anybody who posts on here, ask them to go watch their first video, and they'll be like, "Oh man," and it's like, but that's every single person. You can't escape that. That's just who you are. I don't. Uh, like, even if you're a total natural at this, which, there are probably people who are just kind of take to it like a fish in water. But even they will admit that they had to learn a lot of things, lighting and sound, and just editing, and just these kind of basic things, or just like, even just paying attention to uh, certain, vocal affects that they have, or like certain devices they use in their when they're talking, lots of ums, or repeating the same phrase. You'll see a lot of people who kind of do that. They repeat the same phrase when their mind sticks. They'll say something like but anyway, or obviously, or yeah, 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 or whatever it is, whatever theirs is. I have a couple that I revert to, but I think the best cure for that is to just talk. I think if you can edit, the more you do this, the better you get with it, for sure. I still do a lot of uhs, but I think it's okay, because it's kind of like the style that I've decided on, is more of a conversational tone. And I like to talk to, just like I'm talking to the camera, just like I would talk to a person. That's what I've decided my style is going to be. You decide your own, but the only way you can do that is to start. You have to start and get through the baby steps, where it's not going to be so good at first, and then you'll get better. I would add on to that the more you post, the more videos you make, the better you will get. If you only post once a week, it gets tough. It's kind of tough to improve. Uh, and I mean, you could do that. I mean, it's not a job. I mean, unless you're Mr. Beast with, however many millions of viewers, where that guy's making, I don't know how many millions of dollars a month or whatever, then it's a job. But otherwise, for most of us, you're just doing this uh, for the fun and personal satisfaction of it, and maybe a creative outlet, I think, and to meet new people, and to talk about something that you're passionate about. I think that's really what its reward is. But I would suggest, my other suggestion for anyone new starting out, or even if you're established, is uh, you should post at regular intervals, at kind of around the same time, when people know that, hey, isn't there a Chonko video supposed to be coming out? Or if you do, you have specific days of the week where you post something, or you have a stream on certain days. Try to keep that as consistent as possible, and as active as you possibly can. Of course, people are busy, and you can't do it all the time, but it should be predictable, and it should also be something that where you kind of find where your wheelhouse is, like when it's the best time of the day for you. Mine is kind of like a late evening. That's when I tend to have the most time, when my dog tends to be, kind of down for the count, and he can, he's not as wild. Uh, yeah, that's kind of how I do it. But yeah, the suggestion is do it as often as you can, especially when you're starting out. And I think once you're established, you can roll that back a little bit. I intend to roll it back just a little bit. I'm probably not going to post 5 or 6 times a week coming up. It might be more like 3 or 4 times a week coming, and I think that's probably better. Saturation saturation of Chonko might be occurring. Um, Next, I would say the other part to this is develop your own style. Now, I think that it makes sense to use what people before you are doing as kind of like a template. Like you see people doing unboxings, or you see people doing reviews, or what am I reading, or whatever you see other channels do, or dollar bin dives, or you know that kind of a thing. New comic book day. In their comic book shop. Different people do different things, and you'll kind of find what you enjoy, what you like to watch. And I think that as you do that, you should develop your own bend on that. It shouldn't be, you shouldn't just be doing exactly what someone else is doing. Like, you should develop your own, make sure your own personality comes through. And, like what you see in my videos, this is how I am in my real life. This is like, everything you see, this is how I behave. I mean, my close friends would attest to that. This is who I am. And I've kind of said that that's what I want this to be, is as real to who I am. Not only Chonko, but Mike, in Mike's day-to-day life, how I am and the way I interact with the world, that kind of thing. So when whatever you see me joking around or whatever, that's kind of the humor that I like, or when I'm sharing things, that are the things I like to share. And yeah, that's kind of what I decided my style would be, because it's what I'm most comfortable with. I'm not comfortable with like reading a direct script, or trying to be like, hey, everybody, blah blah blah, kind of like the wacky caricature of a person, or something. I can't do that. And I don't like it either. Like when I see someone being like overly animated and really trying, way too hard, I don't really watch that very much. I know there are a couple channels out there where I've seen that. It's not me. But again, you decide what you like, and people will decide if they like it. And that's kind of, hopefully they like what your style is, and hopefully they like you. But yeah, develop your own style and kind of your own thing, like, and when you find something that's working, lean into it, lean into what you like and what other people seem to like. Then engagement, like, and I'm not only talking about engagement for your videos, but engage with the community around you, like engage with other people who are doing this. You learn a lot from them, and you learn a lot from, what they're doing, or how they see this, or, they might have tips and tricks that they can show you. And it's just great because these are people who are interested in the things you're interested in. So you can talk about this kind of thing, and you'll make friends. And I think that's another great aspect of this. I guess I didn't really understand that I was going to make so many friends doing this. Like, I thought, I thought, I might meet people and that kind of thing, and we talk about comics, but I didn't know that I would meet so many people that I really, really genuinely like. It was an unanticipated benefit of this. So I would encourage you to do that. When you're doing this, talk to other people, say, hey, I'm making a YouTube channel, do you have any tips for me or anything like that? Reach out to me. I'll tell you everything that I'm trying to tell you everything right now, but absolutely, if you're starting a new channel, or if you have a new channel, just say so. And, I people are really generous with their time and their knowledge in this hobby. So, and I would imagine most others, like, even if you want to do movie reviews, or you want to do, science fiction books, or, you want to, I don't know, review roller skating rinks, or whatever the hell you're into, there's somebody who has that thing that likes that same thing. And yeah, I would encourage you to talk to those people and get to know them. I think this is a great aspect of YouTube. Then, another suggestion: when you're doing this, like, I have found the channels that people really enjoy the most are channels where it's entertaining them, like they find it to be fun, or they find it to be informative, or they find both. Like, I think you should strive for at least one of those two. Like, if you're going to be like a fun and entertaining channel, or are you going to be an informative channel, or can you do both? I'm not sure everybody can do both. I think there are some people who maybe they have a more analytic mind, and they want to share information and kind of disseminate the things that they know, or that they like, or whatever. And I think that's cool and that's fine. And I've learned a lot from that type of person. And then there are people who are just naturally gregarious and entertaining and funny. And I think, a lot of times that shines through, and that can be great too. And there's some people who are just naturally gifted at this, and they can do both. But I think you should have those terms in your mind when you're trying to do this. I think, for me, the worst of what I see for comic book channels, the channels that I'm personally not interested in, is kind of like where they have like a stand, and they're just like, there's this comic book. This comic book came out. This comic book came out. There's another comic book that just came out this week. And it's just that. There's nothing. They don't talk about the comics. They don't, there's no, about what's it about. Here's the artist. Here's why I like it. Wow, look how cool this is. Or hey, have you seen this? That, just kind of an engagement for what's going on. That when I see that, I tend not to watch those. I'm not being entertained or informed. All it is just, you're just showing me a cover and not talking about the thing. So I would tell you, I think a tip is, the more you can talk about it, or why you like that thing, or, what it is, who did it, the people behind it, that kind of a thing, or, hey, I got this really great deal on this, whatever it is, the background of why you want to share that, I think is important. The other type of channel that I'm not really that interested in is the where people are selling comics on YouTube. I mean, I think, I do go to like eBay Live sometimes, and that's expected. It's an auction, or Whatnot. I have gone to Whatnot several times. I'm not the best. I'm not the biggest fan of Whatnot, but there you expect it. Somebody be on the screen, and they're like, all right, guys, I can't believe it. Oh no, I'm starting this at 99 cents. What? I must be crazy. Come on, guys, you got to bid on this. It's totally rare. You got to get. And now that is a thing, and on eBay Live or Whatnot, that's expected. That's what it is. But I don't give a shit about that on YouTube. Like, I avoid that like the plague. I don't want that myself. Other people might like that. Maybe you want to watch the guy do Carnival Barker thing on YouTube. I only do that when I'm going to an auction site where I intend to buy stuff. But it's not a video that I want to watch at all. Where there's a bunch of books and claim number 13, and oh wow, what a great deal you got. That's not what I think of when I think of YouTube. That's what I think of when I think of auction sites. It's a different thing for me, personal. But I think that's another part to it. Then another part is like paying attention to numbers, and I do quite often. I do watch my analytics. I do watch my subscriber count. Like, at least once a day, I look at my subscribers and see what's going on. Usually in the morning, I'll take a look at my subscribers and see if I lost some, or if I gained any. And I also watch my analytics. I look at engagement. I look at, how long are people watching, how many views did something get, and I try to understand what people are like and what they're enjoying when they enjoy something I'm doing, or and try to understand the reasoning for it. And I have on some things I have kind of changed course. Like I had started to do something where, I sell on eBay, and I was doing like a weekly report of what I sold and, how much I made, these kind of things from eBay and this local antique shop where I sell comics as well. And no one was interested in this at all. Nobody cared about these numbers in any way. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm not I'm not on here to masturbate. So we're doing this, because it's this is me making the video, you watching the video. So it's not just for me, to whip it out and show, look at how much I made on eBay. I thought it would be something that would be kind of interesting, and I could kind of go into eBay selling and what I do, and how I do it, and what's selling, what's not. I thought that might be interesting, but people are not interested at all. So I abandoned that pretty quickly. But yeah, I would encourage people to watch that, but to watch both. I think if you're only watching subscriber count, you're not seeing the picture of what you're doing. Like if you have a lot of subscribers and nobody's watching, that's a bad problem. Like I would say you want both, or the opposite. Like if you have like no subscribers and everybody's watching, it's kind of like, well, not enough people are seeing it. So I think paying attention to both. Maybe you don't do what I do where you're watching it every day, but I would say at least weekly, do a check-in, see what's going on with people, and see what people are liking, what they're watching, what they're not watching, and kind of see. I think everybody has that, where you'll have like I just had this video last night where people really liked it, and but then the video just prior to that, people really didn't. Like almost nobody watched that one. So in kind of figuring out, is it the thumbnail, or is it the content, and kind of understanding exactly what was going on. So yeah, that's what I had for that. But other YouTubers, or people who just watch a lot of YouTube, drop comments, what things you've learned, or things that, like, what would you impart on a new YouTuber, or someone thinking of getting started, or things you've learned, or even just people who watch a lot of YouTube where you're like, yeah, this is what I like. I hate this. I know there are some people who hate, like, where people are concentrating on comic values and, the most sold comics that week, or I like that stuff, but I watch it, because I like entertainment and I like information. Those are the things that I really enjoy. So people who are really entertaining and engaging, or people who are very informative, or preferably people who are both, that's what I gravitate toward, and that's where I will really, I watch the entire video usually. Anyway, have some shit packages. That's a couple good ones too, but but let's look. But yeah, look at this. This is a bent up diaper box around like some paper package in there from I think I've ordered from these random stacks. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Oh, no. This is a Gemini. But man, it's a shit Gemini. I don't know where you get this. I don't know. It's not as bad as I thought, but whatever. But yeah, there can be worse. But it's not great. Not great. I wouldn't buy that Gemini. But anyway. Yeah, whatever. But another one. This is a Kendrick Lim cover. Red Sonja. Age of Chaos. I'm just fighting like the hot demon chick. Chonko. Kendrick Lim. Gonna do an interview with Kendrick coming up, man. Telling you guys. Sleeping on Chonko, you're sleeping on one of the best working right now. And yeah, this is from a Brian in North Carolina, I guess. This seems like it's dog shit. I don't know. I don't want to project too much, but it's just like a bubble wrap with, I think, with bent up diaper box in it. That's what I think's going on. So it's not the worst in the world, but it's like, yeah, that's what it is. Bent up diaper box. It's not the worst in the world, but it is. It's like I always say, this much effort to suck this bad is just not a value add. It's just not a value add. Just get a mailer. It's like, yeah, whatever. It's a cut up treadmill. Shitbag. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is, that, Lotte. What's her name? Yeah, this is that, what's her name? Lotte. Her last name's Lotte. Cover that I got. Wow, look at that. She's so good. I forgot her last name. I'll was it something Lotte? Something, her last name's Lotte. But, there's another artist that I've been kind of keying on, and when I see something come up, I've been trying to get it. But then, yeah, got a couple from a couple of the bigger names. So this is from 616. I order from 616, usually from their website. I like what they're doing, and you can, if you're paying attention, a lot of times you can get either exclusives or other stuff, and you can get it usually pretty inexpensively on 616 website. And I love these mailers. I've heard other people say they don't like these, but I like these a lot. These comic shield mailers are kind of like this coffin, and there's like a little thing here, bang, and the only problem with them is they tape like that. Like, it's not that bad. I mean these pop off quickly. It's not, it's just like you pop right through them, but it's not necessary. I guess that's the thing. It's it's a gratuitous amount of tape. So anyway, all right. Anyway, and it's painter's tape. No pull tab. It's just not. It's fine. It's just not Gold Star. It's not Gold Star. That's all. This package is Gold Star. These things I do reuse. Absolutely, they're great. And let's take a look. A lot of tape. No pull tabs. No Gold Star. No Gold Star for 616 because they're not doing pull tabs. All right, let's do that, and that. And all right. Ay. This is just not necessary. The tape. I don't know why people do it. I don't know why people feel the need. Well, we better put more tape on there. Like this. What was going to happen if you didn't tape all over this? Where were those comics going to go again? I don't get it. I mean, it's fine. It's coming off. It's okay. Ugh. Anyway. Oh, yeah, baby. This is good. I ordered this months ago. Have you guys seen the new Carla Cohen Supergirl covers? Matt, have you seen these? And I got all three of them. The foil and this platinum foil. Wow. Carla Cohen is amazing. I think I think I watch on Instagram. I think it's Perillo and her. I think they just got married. I think they're on their honeymoon right now, like in Italy. They post pictures. But yeah, I think it's Perillo. But yeah, they're on their honeymoon right now, I believe. So, congrats to two amazing artists. And I didn't cancel this. I still have it. I was thinking of canceling it after the C2E2 shit that I didn't like, but I still get the Comic Tom box, and it's because sometimes you get some really cool stuff in it. But I hated what he did with that C2E2 exclusive shit, man. I still don't like that, and I don't know. Anyway, I get the mystery mail call, and I don't know. Sometimes he drops in like extra stuff too. I don't know. But whatever. But this month it did look really cool. And I still might cancel the damn thing, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm not happy with Tom about that shit that he did, man. But yeah. Anyway. That's cool. This little print. This yeah. Cosmic Ghost Rider. These are the extra throw-ins. This is a Spidey 43. Good shape. And an X-Men 302. And this is that Predator versus Spider-Man. And I think this is a Kirkman cover, or Kirkham cover. This is one of the ones. This is a 1 of 3,000. And a John Jang Marvel Rivals 1 of 3,000. Pretty cool. So yeah, cool stuff. But like I said, I'm down on Tommy right now because of that C2E2 shit, man. I didn't like that. When he took all of those Spears covers, and like not one was sold at the convention, not one. And he took all of those fucking things and he sold them on Whatnot for like $300 or $400 each. I was like, that's what people hate right there. Anyway, that's that 30-minute video, but well, I don't know. Hopefully you guys like this one. It's kind of long, but that's all I have for now. I hope you're doing well. People in your life are doing well. I will talk to you later. Bye, 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 bye.